thank you for tuning into our channel, Pathway Freedom.
I'm Jimmy.
And I'm Danielle.
So we just wanted to catch everybody up on what we've been doing for the past 8 days. First day was Orlando to Savannah. We went to the Forsyth Park and then walked down to River Street. Forsyth Park's like a, what was it, 38-acre park.
It was beautiful. It was really cool with some fountains and statues and
Trees.
yeah, lots of grass, lots of dogs. There was a really cool
The sidewalks through the park, on all the individual squares of the sidewalk, I guess they were doing an art competition with chalk. And was it students or was it just anybody?
I think it was the SCAD students, the college that was down there, and there was student awards that were given. And
seen all the award winner was probably like one of the best ones, of course. Got a bunch of pictures of all the art through there. Walked down to River Street, which, like we say, Savannah's really dog friendly.
It was a really cool little downtown section.
Well, yeah, bars and stuff. It's right on the river.
Right on the water. It was pretty though, with the river and the bridge.
Yeah, we got some good skyline photos.
Very cool skyline, very pretty. Nice little place.
Let's see, what else did we do? Day 2, Asheville, North Carolina.
So on our way from Savannah, Georgia, we drove through South Carolina to North Carolina. So I'm not exactly sure when this happened, but at some point in time, I had 2 Pyrex baking dishes, and just a tip to anyone who happened to be traveling with Pyrex baking dishes, I would suggest do not put them at the top shelf in your kitchen cabinet without very securely tying your cabinet shut, because they somehow launched themselves from our top cabinet onto the counter and just exploded everywhere. So we got to Asheville and we just stopped to go into a store, and I open up our door to this
explosion. Anybody who's ever broken Pyrex will know that it doesn't just break, it like pops, explodes.
We had to stop.
Glass confetti.
Clean up. Took us about 4 hours to get all the glass, and I'm not quite sure everything is completely clean, but you know,
the living room's never been cleaner.
The living room has never been cleaner.
And then the next morning we got to Round Mountain.
People there were wonderful, really
awesome.
nice.
At the campground though, it was beautiful. Did we hike that same day or was it the next day? I think it was the next day, wasn't it?
So we went on a hike, the camp, I guess, are they camp hosts?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, camp hosts. They showed us 2 different hiking paths. One went straight up the mountain and actually connected to the Appalachian Trail, but we opted not to do that one, as it was
called it a vigorous walk.
A vigorous walk, which I looked up and was like, no, that's straight up a cliff. So there was a second path, which was still it wasn't
it was a little challenging.
It wasn't, flat by any means, but
it wasn't beginner status, but
yeah, it was a nice. Suki loved it. Suki had a great time.
Suki's a mountain goat, we found out.
Yeah, she likes to go up and she likes to perch.
She doesn't like going down.
Doesn't like going down. And then we went on a bike ride. We're at Roan Mountain. And this is the state park. We are parked right next to the river. It's absolutely gorgeous. There's little Suki. Hey, Suki. Enjoying the day. I'm getting ready to go for our bike ride. We spent the night there.
Yeah.
And then we drove to
Pigeon Forge?
Yes, we drove to Pigeon Forge.
But after we drove through the Gatlinburg, or the Pigeon Forge Gatlinburg,
the visitor center.
The Sugarland Visitor Center. And then in the Sugar Land Visitor Center, there's a few trails and stuff to walk through. We weren't trying to get into anything too extreme, but it's a nice little, like, called Cataract Falls.
Yes.
And it was only like a mile or two hike to get to the Cataract Falls. It's just a small little fall, you know, cascading down some rocks and stuff, but it's really scenic and nice all the way out there. Got like a million photos leading up to the falls, quite a few of the falls, and then we just kind of walked right back. The Smoky Mountains is a big thing.
Smoky Mountains is a big thing. It was quite the destination to be, and I mean, for good reasons. The beginning of spring, you could see all the
as you
green
can hear all the
trees,
birds around us.
Birds, everything. It's just gorgeous.
Yes, it was great.
So
and the drive wasn't honestly that bad.
Bad.
I thought carrying the RV would be a little bit sketchier, but I watched a couple little videos of people driving like the big bus style RVs and not really having too much of a problem, so I knew I could handle it at that point. So they said, okay, fine, we'll drive straight through the mountains and do that to get to your aunt's house.
Yes, my Aunt Joanne and Yaya, they live in Woodstock, and it has been wonderful. We've spent the last few days here. First night we just kind of visited and had a cookout, and then...
What did we eat that night? I know we had, it was the kebabs.
Yeah,
the chicken
we had
kebabs.
chicken kebabs on the grill, had some wine.
Yeah, that was right.
And then the next day
day 6.
Yes, we went to Atlanta to visit my friend Julie. I have not seen her probably for about 3 years. She spent the last 5 years in Japan, so we totally caught up, and I don't have a lot of pictures from that day, but we did go to the food terminal, which was in Chambly.
Let's see, I believe. Yes.
Yep. And then
the Kung Fu Tea also.
Kung Fu Tea,
right down the road, still in Chambly.
Really good. The food was really good at the restaurant, and
amazing. Yeah. Well, so after we hung out with them, we came back here, dinner probably again. I don't remember if we ate what we ate or did we eat with them. Or did we eat it all? There was one night we didn't eat. Tragic. But
are you sure? I think that's the night we had pizza.
Oh.
We had pizza.
They ordered pizza. No, there was one night that we did not eat. We talked about it and then we just like didn't do it. But that might have been earlier than we. I don't know. I just know I didn't.
I think that was after our hike. We got just really tired and decided to go to bed.
We took a nap that lasted 8 hours.
Our camera stopped recording, but we're back.
You only get 3 5-minute clips whenever you're recording, apparently. That was Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
I washed the truck.
It was very protective that day. We got the truck washed, the RV a little bit washed. Suki got groomed.
Cleaned the inside of the truck.
Did laundry. That's a good day.
Did laundry and made vodka watermelon
slushes. We hung out at the house and just enjoyed being there with my aunt and my yaya and having just a great day. We watched a movie, and that was Cinco de Mayo. Then Sunday, we had breakfast with my Aunt Joanne and my yaya, and then we met our friends Julie and Eric, and we ended up going to, was it Kennesaw Mountain. And we ended up just hiking and having a great day. There was a lot of pollen that day.
Yes.
So much pollen in the air.
You could see it in the air floating around.
You just see it like going through. So that was, you know, as someone who's already an allergy sufferer, that was a little bit of a challenge. Our eyes were watering and like we were crying, and
it was so beautiful. We were crying.
It was actually really, really pretty. We had fun. We had a great day, and then we went to Marietta Square, and we had an amazing fusion lunch. It was Latin, Asian fusion.
Taqueria Tsunami.
Taqueria Tsunami was the name of it.
It was
and
Mexican Tsunami.
Mexican Tsunami. Yeah, it was like 2 different mix, and we just had a great time there. Explored the little square. So then that was the morning, and then we went back over to my aunt's house, and we cooked with them. We had an amazing dinner. My aunt made salmon.
The salmon was off the
so good. Spent the night with them again, and then the next morning we actually, that's the day that we left and ended up going to the Little
Which
River Canyon Preserve.
Was day 9.
Yes.
If you're keeping track, that would be Monday, 5/7, day 9 of the adventure.
These are my notes.
We're making sure we write everything down, so when people go, hey, what'd you do?
I have a log.
There's so much that we did, we
can't trust our
remember.
memories.
No. What did you do?
We had fun. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Took
Look at this.
pictures.
It's beautiful. Look how beautiful this is. It's just so beautiful.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful?
And then I'll just start singing, beautiful. Look how beautiful.
Okay. The falls?
Yes. So, after we spent the morning with my Yaya and Joanne, we spent a little bit of time waiting on our Amazon packages to arrive. And then, we drove over to Little River Falls.
We are at Little River Falls in Alabama.
We made it!
We made it! It is absolutely stunning here.
Amazing.
The falls are gorgeous.
And hiked through Martha Falls, and we hiked from Little River Falls to Martha Falls.
Yes.
And all of that was beautiful.
Beautiful! And we got a dashed cam now.
Yes.
So hopefully
Dash
we'll
cam
have
videos, go!
videos of random stretches of road if you care to watch that. Drove to the same day that we went to the Little River Falls. We drove to Birmingham and stayed at Walmart. Ooh, ooh.
We have been boondocking wherever we can.
Save money.
Just saving that money.
Stay a free night somewhere. We don't have a generator yet, though, so we just open up all the windows and pray nobody robs us.
We're getting a generator soon.
Yes, and then we'll have AC everywhere.
So then, the next day we drove to Holly Springs National Forest, and we stopped by Chewalla Lake.
Is that how you say it?
I think so. Chewalla. Chewalla.
Chewalla?
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 Chewalla.
Drove through Memphis.
Let's see. So we stayed at Hot Springs in Arkansas, and it was such a cool town. They had all these old bathhouses from the 20s. It was actually built from like, it took like, I don't know, 20, 30 years.
So there's
or
like,
something.
I guess, a particular area where
1980 something.
the
to the
springs
20s.
come up and they're hot.
It takes 4,000 years from the
Super
water
hot.
to go into the ground and come out. So the water that we were drinking was 4,000 years old.
And it was super
It
hot.
was 140 something degrees.
And they
And
built a
amazing.
bathhouse
It was
on
amazing
the
though.
springs.
Even though it was hot water, like obviously we let it cool down a little bit before we drank it. But
yeah, but even when it was still like
even though it was
really
hot,
warm
water, it
drinking
was so good.
Like the first day in Hot Springs, the next day we hiked again, and
We are at the top of, this is Mountain Pass. There's the tower. Over there. Look!
there's a tower right there.
And we are at the lookout point in Hot Springs, Arizona.
Hot Springs.
We've done probably about 4 different hikes
Yes.
through the trails. We saw some deer, which was awesome. Oh wait,
4 deer. 3 deer.
4 deer. It's such a beautiful day, beautiful day. Singing again.
Went around, looked at stuff, and then we got on the road, and then we drove.
We are driving through Oklahoma. Just left Arkansas, and we're going to Turner Falls. We are still about 3 hours away, so we're driving through a really cool scenic bypass. The mountains are absolutely gorgeous, and it's just been driving through. So off and away we go. So we are at Turner Falls, which is behind us. It is like $14 to actually
$14
pay
a person.
to walk down there. So we opted not to do that and just do the little Outlook post over here.
For free.
So, you know, we could see it just fine from here. There it is behind us. And then there actually is a
attraction they have right here. They said there's other little falls and some hikes and stuff. So we are at Chickasaw National Recreation Area. On the bridge, there's some beautiful water behind us.
Running water. We almost died on a hike.
Suki! Hey, Suki!
Suki came with us.
Yep, we had fun.
And we're here.
We're here!
Yay! There's a prairie dog poking his head out looking at us right now.
There is. Let's
He's
see if we can
seriously-
swing you around.
I'm seriously watching right now.
We are at Lake Arrowhead in Wichita Falls, and our campsite has these two little guys just chilling with us. Look at them there. Hey, buddy. Hey, little friend. And let's see if we can see the babies. There's one of the little babies. My little baby. What are you doing?
It's just sitting there staring at me. There's 3 little babies over there too.
There are. Let's check it out. Let's see.
You see the 3 babies over there? 1, 2, 3.
Where?
1.
Oh, far in the distance.
It's not far in
There
the
they
distance.
are. Oh, there's 2 of them. Oh, there's 3. There is 3. There's 3 babies.
I want to catch one.
Don't catch one. Oh man.
How cute would that be?
Come inside. We're cooking
I
dinner.
wonder what they taste like.
What? No. Everything's all cut up. Ready? Oh, tripping over tripod. Okay, we'll see how this goes. Just chilling. Scared him away. And away we go.
Sunday we decided that we wanted to stay another day so that you could work on the video.
Yes, video editing is fun.
And so we could enjoy the park a little bit, so we decided to jump on the bicycles.
There's so many little prairie dogs, and all of their little babies are just out and running about. They are so cute, and most of them were pretty friendly.
Some of them would just only bark, 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 and then go away.
And that pretty much wraps up our adventure for week 2. So I wanted to put in a map here. Is the first week of our adventure.
Progression map.
Our progression map of where we made it week 1, and here is week 2 of where we're at now. And now you're all caught up. More videos to come.
Whee!
Thanks for tuning in. Bye.